What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is the first video of 2022 and I must say I'm pretty pumped to be in front of the camera again. I'm looking forward to creating new content for you guys. I haven't done a video for a few weeks, so pretty excited about this one. And it's a new concept, so this video I've decided, instead of kind of looking back, I was thinking about doing a 2021 roundup and I thought, oh, do you know what, let's just move into 2022, let's look forward. So I've come up with this concept. It's the 4K forecast, and it's basically just going to be a video that is having a look at everything that's coming out in 4K Blu-ray from January through to March. So if you like this kind of video, we'll see how it goes. I might think of doing more of them, maybe quarterly or maybe even monthly, just as I find out what new stuff's coming out. So that's going to be the premise for today's video, so I hope you enjoy it. So if you're new to the channel, thanks for hitting us up. I'm Andy, I'm your electric geek, and on this channel I basically cover 4K Blu-ray, movies, steelbook unboxings, movie reviews, gaming, and a little bit of home cinema tech as well. So if that's what you're into, then please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more of my future content. So I hope you all had a good Christmas and New Year. I certainly had a good one. I was working throughout, but at least I had Christmas Day off and Hogmanay New Year as well. So I managed to spend some time with my family, and I took a bit of a break from doing videos so that I could just basically chill out over Christmas and New Year, and it gave me an opportunity though to plan some new stuff. So like I said, really looking forward to creating more content for you guys, and I'm hoping 2022 is going to be a good year for the channel. I've recently had a bit of an uptick in subscribers and some videos that have done quite well, so thanks very much everyone for watching and for subscribing, and welcome aboard all the new guys as well. So thanks very much, it's much appreciated. Okay, so the premise, as I say, of this 4K forecast is basically just going to be running through each month, and we'll just go through the month from the start to finish and just talk about all the 4K stuff that's coming out. I'll talk about stuff that I'm excited for, what kind of versions are available, what I've pre-ordered, and I'll prompt you guys as well to let me know what you're picking up. Yeah, so just in the comments, just fire me any questions you like, and let me know what you got for Christmas and New Year. I hope you got all the Blu-rays, games, etc. General geekery stuff that you asked Santa for. I'll be interested to know what you get, so just please put it in the comments and I'll respond to them. But anyway, that's enough catching up. Let's get into the month of January and find out what 4K Blu-rays we have coming this month. So January, I'm recording this on the 7th of January, Friday night, and I'm going to publish this video on Monday the 10th. So that means there's already been a week in January that's went past already, and the only release was Venom: Let There Be Carnage on 4K. This was available in steelbook format from Zavvi. It was sold out when I did the research, but it's now back up online, so there'll be a link in the description for that. And of course you can get it on the standard edition as well for $24.99 pretty much anywhere. I should just say at this point, obviously these releases are on standard Blu-ray too, but I'm just going to cover 4K stuff because that's the theme of the video. So Let There Be Carnage is in Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. I've got the first Venom, and it's a really good disc, so I'm sure Let There Be Carnage will be good as well, albeit I don't think the movie's been as well received. I've not seen it yet, so I probably will pick this one up, but I'll probably wait until it's on a 2 for $30 or something. So this isn't one that I've picked up myself, but that's something that's out there now if you want to just go out and grab something this month. Moving on to the 10th of January, so the day that you're probably maybe watching this video, and the most prominent release is Titans of Cult Casino Royale. Now, I'm a massive Bond fan, but I already have a Zavvi exclusive 4K, so it's not 35 quid, but it has a really nice design. I like that the poker chip is really cool, and the steelbook is in the art that kind of mimics the pre-title sequence in Casino, so really cool set, and I might end up getting it, I don't know, I'll have a wee look. It's not sold out, you can get it from Amazon, and I think it's on HMV as well, so the link's in the description for that also. Also out on 4K Blu-ray on the 10th of January is The Servant. Now this isn't a film that I'm really aware of. I think it's 1962, 63. Don't know much about it, but it's coming out in 4K, so if that's a film that you're into or you haven't seen and you want to check it out, then that's one you can pick up on the 10th of January. And then on the 24th of January we have something that I am excited about, and that's the release of the MAD MAX Anthology box set on 4K. Now I have pre-ordered this, but I've pre-ordered the Zavvi exclusive Steelbook edition. Now there was an issue with this though. It came out in November I believe in the States, certainly towards the end of 2021 anyway, and there was an issue with the 4K disc for Mad Max 2 The Road Warrior. Now the issue is that the Dolby Atmos upmix, if you like, I think they had revised some of the sound effects, because it's obviously an old film made on probably a bit of a shoestring budget back in the day. and they've optimised it, changed some things for the Dolby Atmos. But I think what they've done is they've also included the 5.1 and the 2.0 original audio tracks on it. But instead of having the actual originals, what they've done is they've downfolded. If there's any audio files out there, I'm sorry if my terminology is nails on a chalkboard. But from what I understand, they've basically just used the new mastering of the Dolby Atmos and folded it down into these more simple channels. And that's obviously not what they're after. They're after the originals. So it is a fault, and Warner Brothers have acknowledged it, and they had recalled all the Road Warriors and the box sets that had the Road Warrior in it in America until they could sort it. And I think they believed they released a statement, which I'll fire up here. But yeah, they released a statement just acknowledging it and saying that they would print new discs with the correct audio channels on them. So they're coming January, February. I think it's just a bit of a backlog in pressing the discs, so we didn't expect this delay. And that's knocked back the UK release. So Anthology box set is coming out in January, and the steelbooks that I've pre-ordered are coming out at the end of March as it is now. That's the only date that's on Blu-ray.com. I'm getting emailed from, so I will update you. I'll update the description of this video if I find out anything else. But I think it won't be as late as the 28th of March. I think it will probably be February sometime also, or maybe early March. So fingers crossed, but I'll be doing an unbox definitely and a review of the Mad Max films in 4K. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to catch that one. But yeah, all 4 films are in Dolby Vision, and they've all had Dolby Atmos up mixes, if you like. So those should be really good, and I'm really looking forward to sinking my teeth into those ones. Then we go into the end of January the 31st, and it started off slow, and then it's absolutely raining 4Ks by the end of January. So I'm just going to list some of them off. I'm not going to go into huge detail about all of them, but first up we have Ridley Scott's The Last Duel, which I don't think did very well at the box office, but that's because I don't think it was marketed very well. I know he was quite upset about it, had a bit of a swipe at the MCU, because he was bitter, because obviously those films are doing well. But yeah, apparently it's quite good. I've not checked it out yet. It is on Disney Plus, so it is a Disney release because that studio belongs to Disney, and it's only available strangely in the UK as a Zavvi exclusive steelbook. You can't buy the normal slip, which is a strange one, but I'll put the link in the description for that. It's currently sold out, probably because people don't have the option of the standard, but keep checking out the Zavvi link. They do restock from time to time, so you might get the chance to pick it up again. Then we have Sign Asia's release of Raging Fire. Now again, this is exclusive to Zavvi. It's a 2K DI upscaled. It's a Donnie Yen kind of crime thriller martial arts film. I've heard some rumblings about it. It's probably kind of in the style of, you know, like The Raid and stuff like that. I'd imagine the fight choreography will be really good. And it's one I'll probably check out, but I probably won't buy the steelbook for it. I'll just watch it on streaming or whatever, or pick it up somewhere later down the line for cheaper. But that's $21.99, and it's still available at Zavvi, so you can check that out if you're interested in that. Then we also have another Titans of Cult release coming out on the 31st. This is one that I have pre-ordered, and that's the original Matrix. So obviously the Matrix 4K disc has been out a while. This is just a specialist Titans of Cult edition. I have the Batman Titans of Cult, so it'll be my second one, and I have actually snagged another one recently, but I'll keep that a wee surprise because I'll stick it on Instagram, whatever. But yeah, Titans of Cult copies are really cool, so I've got the Matrix coming. I'm really looking forward to watching that on 4K Blu-ray. It's a great film. I remember burning out my VHS rental copy from Blockbuster way back in 1999. It did pretty much change, or kind of reinvent almost what we knew to be modern sci-fi, so really looking forward to watching that. Heard Resurrections is absolutely shit. I will check it out at some point, I've just not had a chance. But yeah, Titans of Cult, Matrix, it's still available. You can get it on HMV, and I think you can get it at HMV and Amazon. I'll double check that, but yeah, I'm sure it's still available for you to pre-order, and that's $34.99. Then you've got Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho, which I haven't managed to catch either. It's also been released on that date on 4K Blu-ray. There's a Zavvi exclusive steelbook, which is currently sold out, sadly, but you can get the HMV first edition box set with all the usual trinkets and like collectibles for $34.99. It's coming with HDR in the form of Dolby Vision and a Dolby Atmos track. It's got a 2K DI upscaled to 4K, but I'm sure it'll look nice. I haven't seen it. Probably won't pick this one up myself on 4K, certainly not right off the bat. But yeah, we'll get around to seeing it at some point. Loved Baby Driver, so keen to check this out and see what it's all about. And then on to the big hitters. So as I say, the list just keeps going to the 31st. So after that, we've got the release of Denis Villeneuve's Dune Part 1. So I have pre-ordered this because I seen it in the cinema and I thought it was awesome, albeit my local cinema, Aerodine, if you're local you'll know, barely qualifies as a cinema. I actually think watching it on my setup at home will probably be better than Aerodine. But looking forward to that. There's 2 steelbooks available for this. So there's Warner Brothers one, which has the kind of orange, deserty artwork, pretty typical of Dune, kind of in keeping with previous iterations, David Lynch's one, and that other one that they brought out around about the turn of the century. But yeah, I prefer the HMV one. That's the one that I've pre-ordered. That's still available. It's got the kind of more teal, colder kind of look. I just prefer that steelbook. But they're both $29.99, and of course you'll get the standard slip for $24.99. I believe it is a native 4K transfer and it has Dolby Atmos. And this film is just an absolute visual and audio feast. So I really cannot wait to get this steelbook and give that a whirl in my Blu-ray player. And I'll definitely be doing a video and audio review of Dune on the channel. So again, another reason to subscribe. But yeah, so that's Dune. And then arguably the biggest release, if you're a super collector of this franchise, but yeah, we've got Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is another film that I've not managed to see because I've got 2 young girls that run me ragged and I just don't get the chance to see things between that and work. But I think I'll pick Ghostbusters up, certainly the standard slip. I'm not a massive fan of Ghostbusters, but yeah, keen to see what they do with it, seeing as it is a kind of follow-on to the originals. There is the Ghostbusters Ultimate Collection for 150 quid. You can have the first one, the second one, and Afterlife in the cool Ghost Trap packaging. And there's over 20 hours of never before seen footage and extras. And apparently there's even a new cut of the film, which was an early promotional cut of it, which I think was shown like in advanced screenings and stuff. So for the first time that will be available, so that's pretty cool. Definitely one for collectors. 150 is a bit steep for me, so I've left it, but I must admit it is a really cool collector's set. So that's still available, I think, and is released on the 31st along with the standard edition. There was a Zavvi steelbook, but it's currently sold out, but you can always hit it up and hope that they restock it. So Ghostbusters Afterlife, I think that'll be a good 4K, and looking forward to checking it out. So that pretty much sums up January. I need a drink of water, man. My mouth's on fire here talking about January. But yeah, January's action packed towards the end, certainly for 4K Blu-rays. Let me know what you think of January's releases. Let me know what you've got pre-ordered and which ones you're going to be picking up. On to February. On the 1st of February, we have the release of the Road Warrior in 4K on its own, just as a standard slip. I know that they're all available in the US. Maybe they'll just be a bit more tentative in the UK, releasing probably the most popular one. And maybe they'll release individuals for Mad Max 1 and Thunderdome, depending on how successful this release of the Road Warrior is. So yeah, if you're only interested in the Road Warrior, you can add that to your collection on the 1st of February. And then on the 7th of February, we've got a few releases. So a more niche one, we have 1976's Belladonna of Sadness, which is a Japanese anime movie. I know that they've rescanned the original 35mm negative and to produce a native 4K transfer, so I'm sure that will look pretty awesome. Not a massive fan, or I'll be honest, don't know much about this. In fact, I don't know anything about this film and Japanese anime in general. Not that I might not get into it, but for the meantime, I don't have much knowledge of it. But from what I've read up on it, it seems that it was quite an influential one and kind of set the standard in many ways going forward. It's been an important release anyway. But yeah, that's available for $32.99 from Amazon for pre-order just now, and it releases on the 7th. Then you've got 2 big tentpole releases from Disney. We have the MCU's Eternals on 4K, and that's available as a 4K steelbook from Zavvi for $32.99, or as a standard edition for the usual $24.99. Now the thing with Eternals is that it's coming out next week on the 12th, Wednesday the 12th of this month on Disney Plus, and you will get the IMAX enhanced version and you'll get HDR and Dolby Vision. Now 4K discs are better, but if you've checked out any of the IMAX enhanced stuff, it runs it pretty close. So I think this is going to affect the sales of the Eternals disc, and it's a bit of a shame because Disney just don't seem to give a shit anymore about their discs, and they just kind of put them out there. They're substandard. They don't have the IMAX ratios. They don't have like Dolby Vision and stuff. And I think it's a shame for people that enjoy collecting them. They should be able to at least get the exact same standard as what's on the Disney Plus. But obviously, that's all Disney cares about now, is this Disney Plus. So that's what it is. But yeah, and then after that we have Encanto Also releasing on the 7th, again you can get the Zavvi Steelbook for $32.99. I believe Zavvi have some kind of deal in the UK with Disney, because they seem to get, it seems to be all the Steelbooks are exclusive to Zavvi. But that's just a wee tidbit. Hits a native 4K transfer and you get Dolby Atmos on that as well. I haven't seen Encanto yet, or the Eternals actually. I just wasn't interested in the Eternals. I will check it out on Disney Plus, but it just didn't do in for me. But I do like Marvel films, but Eternals just didn't tickle my fancy. Encanto I will watch at some point. My wife watched it with my eldest today, and she said it was one of the best Pixar films she's ever seen. So definitely worth checking that out. But I'll not pick that one up, nor will I pick up the Eternals. I don't know if I'll ever pick up any Marvel stuff anymore now that it's on Disney Plus and IMAX Enhanced, but we'll see. But yeah, so that's what's coming out on the 7th of February. Moving on to the 21st, the day before my birthday, and we have a release of 2005's The Proposition, the John Hillcoat film, and written by Nick Cave. I've never actually seen this, but a lot of my friends have told me it's good. It's a kind of modern classic western. It's been released by BFI Video, that's the studio that's releasing it, and it is a native 4K mastering of it. It's in Dolby Vision also for HDR, and the audio is in DTS Master Audio 5.1. You can get this for, it was $29.99 on Amazon as a pre-order when I checked it, but I checked it just before I came on to do this video and it's actually dropped to $23.99, so a really good deal on that if you're a fan of The Proposition. It's also out on the Blu-ray, which also it gets the benefit of the 4K remaster downscaled to 1080p, so even if you have the old Blu-ray, this new release should be something special over that. But yeah, $23.99 for the 4K or $17.99 for the Blu-ray. I would just pay the extra for the 4K, but that's just me. But yeah, I may actually pick this one up. We'll see, because I do fancy seeing this, and it's around about my birthday, so we'll see. Then on the 28th we have a big release from Arrow, and that is Phenomena. Now this is a film I didn't know anything about. I remember the artwork, but I couldn't have told you that Jennifer Connelly and Donald Pleasence were in it until I read up about it. It's a Dario Argento, is it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Movie. I know he has a big cult following, but I'm not actually familiar with any of his stuff, so I won't harp on about it too long. But basically, there are two versions of this box set. One's $34.99, and that has the obviously creative art design on the front, which I prefer to the older one, which is $39.99, so you can get the older style box set. I say older style, sorry, the original artwork on that one. I'm not sure if there's any difference between them other than that, but the link's in the description if you want to check it out. What's interesting about this is that it contains 3 cuts of this movie. So there's an Italian cut, an English version, a US version, and then there's the Creepers cut, which is much shorter and radically different apparently from what I've read. So fans of the film will definitely want to check that one out. All 3 cuts are mastered in 4K and come with Dolby Vision. And the Creepers cut, that's an Arrow exclusive, so you're not able to get that from any other retailer. So February, not quite as chock-a-block as January, but you can let me know if there's anything in February that you fancy and that you might pick up. And that brings us on to March. So in March there's plenty of cool stuff, so let's just get stuck into it. So the 7th of March we will see the release of 1999's The Green Mile for the first time in 4K. Now this comes only as kind of collector's editions. I don't know if this is something we're going to see more and more of, less, especially for older releases, only coming out as kind of collector's ones and not as like vanilla ones. But yeah, so you can get the Zavvi Steelbook exclusive for $39.99, and it comes with all the collector's kind of memorabilia and whatnot, but it's currently sold out, I believe. Or if you're not bothered about the Steelbook, you can go over to the Warner Brothers store and basically get the exact same collector's edition for $35.99. It's just minus the Steelbook. So 2 to choose from there. Green Mile's a great movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I'm really enjoying it when I watched it back in the day. It's probably one I'll pick up, but I don't think I'll bother shelling out that kind of money for a collector's edition. Maybe get the standard edition if it comes out further in the line, or pick up a cheap Blu-ray. But yeah, we've got the Green Mile on the 7th of March. Also out that month, just real quick, is BBC's The Green Planet. That's coming out on 4K, it'll be native 4K and HDR10. Audio's to be confirmed, but it would be pretty cool to put Atmos on it, I think, given that the Green Planet, I've not seen it, but I'm imagining a lot of it's in jungles and whatnot, and I think Atmos could really lend something to that with the atmospherics, make it more immersive, make it feel like you're in the jungle. So be interesting to keep an eye on that and see what the audio is going to be for the Green Planet. I'll probably not pick this one up, but yeah, if you want to demo your setup, certainly visually, then the Green Planet could be the way forward. The 14th of March sees a big cult classic come to the 4K format from Arrow Video, and that is American Werewolf in London. Now this is like an Arrow box set. It has a lot of cool memorabilia and collector's stuff. It's the 4K transfer itself, I'd imagine, will be a rescan, native 4K. It's HDRs in the form of Dolby Vision, and the audio is DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. Really cool box set. $29.99, which is not bad. I think that's quite cheap for an Arrow box set, maybe about $5 cheaper than what they normally are. I watched American Werewolf in London only recently on Sky Movies. Just one of these films I've never get around to watching, and I had a good time with it. I did enjoy it. It's meant, I'll not spoil it, but there's some mental scenes in it that I didn't expect there to be. It's equal parts horrific sometimes, it's just as much as it is funny. And I can see how it's become a cult classic, but it's not one that I feel I have to have this collector's box set for, but I probably will pick it up at some point, maybe in Blu Ray or whatever, just to have in the collection. But yeah, if you're into it, you can have that on the 14th of March. But now we're on to an Arrow release that I'm excited for, and I have snapped up and pre-ordered straight away. And that is the release of RoboCop, the original 1987 RoboCop on 4K from Arrow.
I'd buy that for $1.
Now, there's two versions of this. There's Arrow's box set, and there's a Zavvi exclusive Arrow 4K steelbook for RoboCop. Now, I've went for the box set, which is $34.99. The steelbook is $29.99, and I don't think there's any real difference other than, you know, just some of the memorabilia, collector's cards, whatnot. The link's in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. But I've went for the box set, and the reason I've done that is because, being a big fan, I already had the Arrow Blu Ray Release steelbook. Now, if you look at the pictures on the link or on the video, you'll see that the 4K steelbook is identical. In fact, I think it is the exact same steelbook that was produced before. From looking at it, there's no difference. There's nothing to say it's the 4K one. It's the same artwork, just the disc will be slightly different. But yeah, the mastering of RoboCop, it was a 2013 rescan, so there was like a 4K master done, and that's what's on this Blu-ray, and it's a cracking 1080p Blu-ray. Really, really good presentation of RoboCop. As I say, it's the same one though. It's a shame they maybe didn't rescan it again with like the newer equipment. Maybe they could have got it even better. I don't know. I'm not an expert in that field, but it's the same mastering. It's just been put onto the 4K disc so we get the full benefit of that remaster. My understanding is that with the director, there's three cuts. So there's the director's cut, which is the proper gory one from Paul Verhoeven, and there's the theatrical one that people will be mostly familiar with, but there's a third cut, which is the cut for television one. Why I'd want to watch that, I don't know, because that's just going to be RoboCop without all the fun, all the gore, but it might be quite funny. I think there's some ridiculous edits of like some of the swearing in that. I think for Superfan, I'll definitely watch it, just because I'm big into the film, so I want to see that cut. But I think that's pretty cool. I think it's in Dolby Vision, and we're getting Atmos, so I think Basil Poledouris's score, as well as all the action scenes, will sound awesome in Atmos. So I'm really excited for this coming out in 4K at the end of the month. As I say, I pre-ordered it straight away. The link's in the description if you want to do the same. But yeah, RoboCop, I'll be unboxing that and I'll be doing a review of it, you're damn sure, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see that. And then lastly for March, again another release from Arrow, and this time it's 1994's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, directed by Kenneth Branagh and starring Robert De Niro as the monster. I remember watching this donkeys ago, like when I worked in Blockbuster. I think I took it home in video one night, and I honestly can't remember anything about it other than De Niro looking stupid as that monster. I don't know if there's big fans of this film, I'm not sure. I just enjoyed it and then almost instantly forgot it. So it's not one I'll be picking up, but if you're a fan of the film, it's available as a steelbook, a Zavvi exclusive steelbook for $24.99, and you can get the standard Arrow version for $21.99. Points to note for this one is that it is a 4K remaster, but it's not done by Arrow, it's done by Sony, I believe in 2017, 2018, when I was reading up about it. And Sony never disappoint with their 4K Blu-rays in general. They're just really good at mastering them, so this will probably look damn fine, I would imagine. It's in Dolby Vision for HDR, and it has a standard DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 track, as well as, I believe, brand new special features. So if you're a fan of this film, Kenneth Branagh, or a bit of a De Niro collector, then this is definitely one that's worth checking out. And for $21.99, that's not a bad price off the bat. If you're a bit torn between the artwork, you should also note that the Arrow 2199 version has a reversible slip, which has the artwork that's on the steelbook. So you will get both artworks if you go for the cheaper option, if the steelbook doesn't bother you that much. But that's pretty much March. That's everything that's certainly confirmed for March. So there is one elephant in the room, and that is the release of Spider-Man No Way Home. So Geek Gab News has put a tentative release date in one of his posts I seen a few weeks back of the 15th of March 2022. Now that'll be a US release date, I would imagine. We usually get our releases a week to a fortnight after, sometimes at the same time, but usually a bit after. So I would imagine Spider-Man No Way Home will be released the second half of March. There are 2 steelbooks in the UK available, and that is the Zavvi exclusive one, which is currently sold out, and this Amazon one, which I'm not sure about, but I'll put links for both in the description. I will no doubt review Spider-Man No Way Home and do a bit of an unboxing, especially if I get both steelbooks. I'll do those for you, so again, subscribe to the channel if you want to see it. But that's it, that's the roundup. That's my first 4K forecast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like the 4K forecast, please hit the like button for the video and let me know in the comments. As I say, let me know if you enjoyed it, what you're picking up, what you're most excited about for the first kind of quarter of 2022. I'll be really keen to know, and I do reply. I try my best to reply to all the comments, so it's a good way to get in touch with me. So the resource I used to find out where all the release dates were for this video was the website bluray.com. It's a really good website. It gives you, it's pretty much an encyclopedia of everything physical media. It gives you deals as well, forums for you to talk about movies with like-minded people. So definitely, if you're into this kind of stuff, get over there, check it out, get yourself signed up, and you can keep ahead of what's coming out. Also, I use Geek Gab News, which is an Instagram page. If you're not following already, definitely follow that. He seems to be in the know about studio releases. I think he's a US-based guy, and he shares stuff daily with regards to what pre-orders are coming out, what's coming out at 4K, and he answers questions as well. So a really good one to have if you use Instagram. Just while I'm talking about Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram, and that's where I do all the kind of behind the scenes stuff. I post stuff, just general stuff, stupid stuff, what stuff I've been picking up, so you can keep up to date with me there, and you can reach out that way via direct message if you want. I'm also on Facebook too, and Twitter, albeit my Twitter page is pretty much dead, but hopefully in 2022 I can get on the Twitter train. But if social media is not your bag and you want to keep all that to one side and you'd rather go old-fashioned email, you can email me, and you can email me on electric/geek@outlook.com. But that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I wish you all the very best for 2022. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Intro. Hi guys, it's me, Michael, Andy's brother from Electric Gear, taking over the channel, coming at you hard and fast.